Hello YouTube, this Keith Kevin Kent. How you doing? How you doing? Oh, I hope you're doing well. It's Valentine's Day, February 14th. I didn't do a video this morning because I knew I was going to have something sweet for Valentine's Day when I got off of work. Oh yes. Guess what I have in my hands? It's the brand new Spyderco Smock, right from Spyderco factory. I have to say, this has been the most anticipated new Spyderco knife in a very long time. What, 2 years when Eric first talked about it? I actually follow Kevin Smock. Now, this is a Kevin Smock collaboration with Spyderco. I follow him on Instagram, so I knew it was coming even before Spyderco announced it. It takes after Kevin's custom SK23. It has a number of new features, at least for a Spyderco, that I've ever seen, and so I'm excited about that. I've been waiting for the Smock. I will say, in my opinion, Eric Glesser or no one has said this, I think this is the knife that made Spyderco change the way that they release knives. You know, Spyderco always talked about all their new knives at SHOT Show and Blade Show. I miss that, by the way. So as they're tightening up their new release policies, I hope they still give us a look at future things. But I also like, as part of the Collectors Club, I love that they post, these knives will be out this quarter. So you know what's coming. The funny thing is, the Smock wasn't on that. But they rushed this thing out. He showed the Smock. Kevin Smock has a wonderful following on social media. Everybody, even on this channel, every time I said, I have a new Spyderco, for the last 2 years, a new Spyderco's coming. Last year and a half, new Spyderco's coming. And many people would go, is it the Smock yet? Is it the Smock yet? Well, it is the Smock. Happy Valentine's Day. So let's talk about the Smock. Now, first of all, if you're not used to this channel and this is your first time, trust me, everyone, their mother, their daughter, their sister, their mother-in-law, their dog, will be giving you a review. So go to your favorite reviewer. There's 10,000 knife reviewers. I am a collector and I just love knives. So that's how we talk here. But this will give you the first look of the Spyderco Smock. And then a quick warning. I had to do that. I got my package and I was so excited, like a little boy getting his... I was this excited when I got my Boy Scout knife for the first time, okay? But I had to remind myself, hype and anticipation is a wonderful thing, but it's almost unfair to new releases of knives. I don't know if any knife, when you first look at it, can live up to the anticipation that this knife has had. I will tell you, I just took it out of the box 5 minutes ago, and it hits all of my nice points. This is very close to what I was hoping it would be. So let's talk about it, okay? This is the Smock. It has, and let's get that out of the way, and then maybe we'll talk about it even more. It has two very new things for a Spyderco. First of all, and more of the Spyderco designs are going to have this, I love the little flipper. I was concerned. I'm 59 years old. There's a little arthritis, a little stiff in the hands. I said, oh boy, here's this little flipper. It flips out there. It makes sense, right? The flipper tab is so close, there's not a lot of room. You hit it and it's out there, fast and quick. And what I really love, and we'll talk about this thin profile for the knife, thin profile in the pocket without a flipper tab bothering you. Ah, heaven. heaven. I love that small flipper tab. I love it. I really do. So that is a big thing that I was concerned about. And by the way, with the Smock, you can still do a Spidey open if that's something you want to do. You can still open it manually, and I like that fact too. I love the low profile of the blade. They didn't put a big hump on the Smock. I love just the whole profile of this knife. I love it. That's the first innovation, and we've seen that Spyderco is probably going to come out. A lot of people, a lot of custom knife makers, a lot of people are coming out with that smaller tab, but I really like it on the Smock. And then the thing that they call the button compression lock. Now listen, you're going to mess with my compression lock? I was concerned. Eric then said, oh, we're messing with how much, it pokes out and all of that. I was concerned. Can I just tell you, I love it. Now, here's how the compression lock works. Most of you are familiar with it. Usually, I have one here. Usually you open it up, and right here, the tab is here. You control it. Comes up, you control it on the lock bar. It moves the tab off the lock bar, releases the blade. Here, maybe you can see it better. You see back there, the lock bar back here? I mean, the bar, the compression lock is there. It is actually screwed into the button. So when you press the button, it moves it aside and lets it drop. It's just like you moving this aside. Instead, there's a button moving this off the lock bar and letting it drop. I like it. And you know what? I talked about Eric talking about how much it goes up. I understand what he means. I was concerned that I'd have to dig my fat fingers into a hole to let it go down. But no, it comes out of the hole. So it's very nice when that happens. And when you grip it, you don't feel it, right? So I was a little concerned about that. So let's talk about it. It's S30v Steel. S30v Steel is a great steel. It really is. It keeps the price down for Spyderco, and I really like it. As you know, Spyderco does a lot of exotic steels. You learn a lot from Spyderco and their steels. This is S30v. It's a hollow ground blade, Wharncliffe blade, but it has that bit of a belly, which I like. I like on the Wharncliffes when they have a little bit of a belly and they have that very sharp tip, which is what they did. So it brings up that tip too, which I love. Just nice. See the forward choil on the blade? Usually from a Spyderco, it's 50-50. 50% of it is blade on the forward choil, and then 50% is handle. But of course, I haven't taken a look at the custom knife. I am going to look at it. I just wanted to get this to you as soon as possible. I haven't taken a look at the SK23 custom, but I'm sure this is part like the design. Does have jimping on the top, like Spyderco. It's leading up to the hole, but you can really choke up on this. Really like that. So the two innovations, the flipper, oh my goodness, it flies out there. The compression button works perfectly well. I love it. I do. It's just nice, compact, and great. Okay? So I'm happy. As soon as I opened it up, those were the two things that concerned me. How much do I have to think to flip this thing? Don't have to think at all. And what about this compression lock thing? I'm concerned about it. No concerns. It opens and closes very fast. The blade, S30v Steel Wharncliffe blade, 3.4 inches for the blade. And then if you take off that forward choil, the edge, which is super sharp coming out of the box, is 2.9 inches. Now, I always get a comment about the detint. I like, it flies out there. I know people like stiff detents or not stiff detents. That's your personal kind of thing. I like this. I like how fast it closes. I love the look of it. By no means, and I have a lot of gentleman folders. I'm an office type guy. No means would I call this a gentleman's folder. But I like it as kind of a big gentleman's folder. It feels so nice in the hand. The handle, it's carbon fiber on top of G10. They have stainless steel liners. It's skeletonized with those 3 holes. So they have 3 holes that go through the scales and the stainless steel liners. See-through construction, real easy to clean. And I only have one pet peeve. One. It's a Spyderco thing. Whoever, there's people who Eric knows and people who get a chance to interview him. And maybe I get on the forum and just ask the question. By the way, I love this. Again, Spyderco and their lanyard holes. Now, I don't know if this is because of the custom or what. And I know Spyderco as a big fan. They don't do anything unless they have research from the people who use it. So I'm not a huge lanyard person. Some people are. But if it means that the clip is further down, I have a problem. Some people don't like deep carry clips. But, I'm assuming that's the only reason it's down is because of the hole. That's a problem for me. And of course, I'm biased to the wire clip. I just think on a thin 3.6 ounces is how much it weighs. 3.6 ounces. It would have been nice with the clip, but you know what? I don't care. I'm fine with it like that. I like deep carry, but again, I'm an office guy. So I just think, I hope it's not I don't like when the lanyard hole dictates, like on the Para 3. I just don't like it. But I think this will look great with a wonderful lanyard and a perfect bead. So I really like this knife. The clip, left hand, right hand, tip up only because of all the business that's going up on this end. There's no such thing as a perfect knife, but I just think the wire clip would have worked better for this. That's just me. But boy, the things that I was worried about were the new innovations, and they nailed it. They really nailed it. I love the push button compression lock, and I love this minimal flipper. And for the pocket, it really works well. There you have it. I'm sure a lot of you are having more interesting Valentine's Day, although men usually go, it's Valentine's Day. But I like the goodies I got for Valentine's Day right after work. This, my friends, is the new Spyderco Smock. Thank you, Kevin Smock. Thank you and your SK23 custom. That's what this was made out of. Thank you very much for your social media voice too, because it changed the way I'm in the club. I've said I'll buy everything that you have to offer, and it's good to know what they're going to release this quarter so I can kind of estimate how much I need this quarter. But man, I'm happy to have the Smock in my collection. I really am. So, Spyderco Smock, don't forget to subscribe. We get these as early as we can, the new stuff from Spyderco. I'm number 23 on the collector's list. This is the brand new Spyderco Smock. Subscribe, turn on your notifications. You don't want to miss it. And then I think I'm going to do every quarter we'll have a trimming session. I call it trimming. It's a sale where you get to own a piece of my collection of knives at a good price. There you have it. I do want to give you some comparison as far as size, using some of Spyderco knives that we're all familiar with. That's the Endura. This is the Paramilitary 2. And in the middle, Smock. You guys have a perfect day. Keep those pockets full. I'm so happy I could bring this to you today. Goodbye.